Good evening. Welcome to the evening news. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Political, social, and business leaders across different strata of the society spoke in unison as they urged President Bola Tinubu to explore more diplomatic options to ECOWAS's attempt to restore the ousted, democratically elected government of Mohamed Bazoum. There have been widespread calls on the regional body to treat with caution the stringent sanction, including military intervention against the junta in Niger Republic. President of the Senate, Godwin Akpabio, asked President Tinubu and other ECOWAS heads of state to explore political and diplomatic options in resolving the crisis in the Niger Republic, encouraging other ECOWAS leaders to find ways of strengthening the political and diplomatic ties existing among ECOWAS states while trying to resolve the Nigeria crisis. Reading out Senate resolution on the matter, Akpabio made it clear that President Tinubu never sought approval of the Senate to deploy the armed forces to Niger Republic. Similarly, governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party rose from a meeting with the national leadership and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar in Abuja, advising President Tinubu to avoid any form of war with the Republic of Niger over the recent military coup in that country. The Jamaatul Nasrul Islam has warned Nigeria and authorities of the Economic Community of West African states not to take military action against the junta in Niger Republic. The caution is contained in a statement issued in Kaduna by JNI Secretary General Professor Khalid Aliyu. Professor Aliyu said the group representing collective voice of the Muslim community expressed its deep concern over the seizure of power through a coup from the democratically elected Niger Republic President Mohamed Bazoum. The JNI commended the efforts so far undertaken by the Nigerian government, particularly the initiation of dialogue process aimed at resolving the crisis in Niger Republic. Nigerian students who are evacuated from war-torn Sudan have lamented the tedious process of getting admitted into Nigerian universities. Recall that a total of 2,518 stranded Nigerians were evacuated from Sudan in May this year. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board recently unveiled modalities for the absorption of Nigerian students returning from war-torn countries, including Sudan, into tertiary institutions. The JAMB Registrar Professor Isiaku Oluyede said the procedure for emergency transfer of returning students required each of them to do retroactive registration with the Ministry of Education. Professor Oluyede explained that some of the students who had yet to get admitted into their selected Nigerian universities stated that the process had been an Herculean task. The wife of Osun State Governor, Chief Mrs. Titilola Adeleke, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, Osun State Healthcare Board has invited the female workers within the childbearing age in the employ of the state government to a desensitization program with the theme, "Let's Make Breastfeeding and Work Tomorrow." According to the Osun State Ministry of Women and Children and Social Affairs, this is in line with the World Health Organization and UNICEF recommendation that the children should be breastfed for the first 6 months, starting from the first hour of birth.
Recognizing the potential for economic growth and self-sufficiency, the member of the House of Representatives representing Iwo Federal Constituency, Honorable Lukman Mudashiru, has channeled his efforts on empowering people through fees.
We are sorry for the mix-up. A member of the House of Representatives from Iwo Federal Constituency, Honorable Lukman Mudashiru, says is devoted to periodically proposing a big empowerment program that will be extremely advantageous to his constituents. Honorable Mudashiru gave the assurance in his speech to hundreds of people who had benefited from fish production and have been empowered. Addressing the beneficiaries, the initiator of the empowerment assured the people of fulfillment of his electioneering campaign. According to him, the empowerment will go a long way in addressing an alarming rate of joblessness and idleness. The lawmaker used the occasion to appreciate Governor Ademola Adeleke's commitment towards ensuring that all and sundry enjoy dividends of his administration. Some of the beneficiaries who spoke with this man described Honorable Mudashiru as a promise keeper, alluded to the futuristic aspect of the empowerment program, stating that with his first 40 days in office, he has floated such a lofty program to the federal constituency. Parents have been admonished to prioritize the education of their children and girls by being intentional about the choice of school that could offer such qualitative education for the all-round development of the child. The proprietor Red Varsity School Cluster Costain area, Mr. Shitu Ajibade, gave the admonition during the 2023 end of the year and graduation ceremony of the school, maintained that Red Varsity remained poised towards ensuring that pupils and students achieve both moral and academic excellence. The proprietor, who reeled out the achievement of the school over the years, commended the graduates for their unrelenting efforts in their educational career, just as he charged the parents to always be watchful over their words, especially during the long holidays, by closely monitoring the kind of information they are exposed to on the media among their peers. In their separate remarks, parents including Laji Consul Yunus, Mrs. Adebi Adibukola, and Mrs. Oluwatoyin Adeyeye lauded the school management for their efforts to ensure the school pupils are given qualitative education combined with moral excellence. They advised the graduates to steer clear of social vices capable of ruining their lives, and cutting short their future ambitions. It has been affirmed that the end of the world is near. Whenever one wakes up, remembrance of Allah should be the watchword, and nothing more sacrosanct than the grave. Sheikh Kamil Duin Muhammad Jami stated this at the burial of the matriarch of Oduwaye's dynasty, Ikirun, Alhaja Sikirat Oduwaye, held at Ikirun Muslim Community Cemetery and attended by people from far and near, including her children, relatives, friends, and retinue of Muslim clerics led by the chief imam of Ikirun, Sheikh Yunus Balogun, doubles as the chairman league of imams and Alfa in Ikirun zone. Sheikh Muhammad Balogun suggested regular visitation to the cemetery for all of century to serve as avenue for sober reflection, reaffirming the uselessness of life, admonishing Muslims not to be carried away with deception of worldly things that may eventually turn them against Allah, stressing that the death is a sure end which invalidates whatever possession of a man is, and leveler that does not respect whether one is rich, poor, beautiful, ugly, powerful, or powerless. The Muslim scholar therefore urged those in positions of authority to always be conscious of the last day, when they should make life bearable for the masses by always taking critical decisions that will bridge the wider gap between the ruling elite and the poor Nigerians. After the 2 rakat prayer, Alhaja Sikirat Oduwaye was thereafter committed to the Mother Earth in the presence of dignitaries, including Magistrate Latif Ajala, Alhaji Akim Afolabi, as well as clerics from Osogbo, Ogbomoso, Ikirun, Obagu, and other sympathizers. Nigeria coach Radi Waldron believes knocking European champions England out of the Women World Cup will be transformational for the sport in the country as the sides prepare to meet in the last 16 tomorrow. The Super Falcons have appeared at every Women's World Cup, going by to the inaugural edition in 1981. years of operation in Kampala, the U.S. Human Rights Mission has closed because the Ugandan government has ended its mandate. Sub-offices in Gulu and Moronto in northern Uganda have already closed. Reports say it comes after Uganda passed some of the world's highest and anti-LGTB laws against the advice of local and international rights groups, including the UN. And that ends the evening news on OSBC TV. Please join us at 7 for Dateline.